Yo, what is going on, everybody? This is Beanie, and welcome back to another player review episode. You might be wondering why I have Albert Pujols' live series card pulled up right now. I'll get to that in a little bit, but first, guys, I just want to tell you, if you haven't already, please subscribe and like and retweet and all that. I'm doing the giveaway very, very soon. As soon as I hit 1,000 subs, I'm under 50 subs away, and I have a few people to thank for this. A couple people have really helped me get to where I am right now, where I'm knocking on the door of 1,000 subscribers. One of them is Cougs. Cougs has been super cool to me the entire time that I've been on YouTube. You know, me and him are relatively new friends, but he has been an awesome dude to me. You know, yesterday he tweeted out, you know, saying, you know, help my buddy Cade, or Beanie get to 1,000 subscribers. And, you know, with a channel as big as his, stuff like that really helps. So I want to say thank you to Cougs. I want to say thank you to Movie Gaming, another guy who has helped me a ton. Anytime I've had a question about YouTube or anything like that, Movie has always been there. He's very knowledgeable about it, and he's also done a lot of the similar things as Cougs. You know, he's been retweeting my videos. He's been saying, hey man, get this guy to 1,000, you know, all that good stuff. Another guy is Cardinal Bird 5. Everybody knows Cardinal Bird. You know, he's another great YouTuber. He put me on the Play at the Plate podcast, which we haven't done in a while. We've got to get around to that pretty soon, doing another one. But that I remember on the first episode we did, I gained like 60 subscribers after that episode. So that's helped out, honestly, probably more than anything. So a big shout out to all three of those guys, and there are several others that, you know, I want to mention, but, you know, it's too big of a list to really count. But guys, if you haven't given those guys a sub, if you haven't checked out their content, I know if you watch me, you probably have watched them, but please go and subscribe to their channel and go and like their videos. Go and check them out because they are just freaking awesome, and I cannot thank them enough. Anyways, guys, we're going to be doing some player reviews today. A few more of the cards that, you know, came out the other day have been released. So we're gonna, or not really released, but they've been, like, you know, put into the player collection where I can see them. And a couple haven't been put into the player collection, but I have been able to find their attributes. Pujols and Chipper Jones is who I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna tell you what their attributes are and give them a fag based off that. You just won't see it visually, exactly what their attributes are. But anyways, we have five new players, plus I'm doing a new segment today. I've created a new segment that we'll get to after we get done reviewing these 5 guys, and I think you guys will like it. So anyways, let's get it started. Okay, the reason I have Albert Pujols pulled up right here is because one of the cards that you can exchange the Pepe Alazar for is the 99 overall Albert Pujols. He's a first baseman, obviously right-handed. And his hitting stats are amazing, right up there with the best in the game. He has 97 contact with 98 power, 94 vision, 98 discipline. Obviously, it's absolutely tremendous. His fielding stats are a little worse than his live series card, though. He has 78 fielding with 64 arm strength, 63 reaction, and he has 50 speed, which is a little bit better than his live series, I guess, and not terrible for a first baseman. This card is obviously a monster at the plate, and he's very, very similar to the 99 Pujols from last year. And, you know, I wasn't a huge, I was a fan of the Pujols from last year, but I wasn't enamored with that card. Because, one, he's a right-handed first baseman, and I think at first base, a lot of times you want that position to be filled by a lefty bat. And two, I just think first base is so easy to fill that it might not be necessary to go out and trade the best player in the fucking game for a really good first baseman when, like, everybody can be a really good first baseman, you know what I mean? But that doesn't change the fact that he's still one of the best hitters in the game, right up there with the Miggy, right up there with the Ted Williams, the George Brett, the Ernie Banks, all those guys as the best hitting cards in the game. So I ended up putting his fag at about an 8.8. I couldn't go any higher than that just because he doesn't play a premium position. I'm honestly reluctant to put it above the Victor Martinez just because the Victor Martinez has that option of playing catcher. But I don't know. I felt like it, just because it was such an amazing hitter, it deserved to be pretty high. Okay, and now I have the rookie Chipper Jones pulled up, just, you know, so you have something to look at. You know, I mean, I can't do anything else about it. They aren't visually in the game yet. But this is a card that I'm super excited about. Not this one specifically, but the 99 overall Chipper Jones. He is the other guy that you can exchange Pepe Alazar for. And even though I don't know, it, like, you would really have to like Albert Pujols or Chipper Jones for it to really be worth it. I'm probably going to trade Pepe Alazar for this Chipper Jones card. One, because he plays a more premium position. Two, because he's my favorite player of all time. And three, you know, just because Pepe Alazar is gay wad. But this Chipper Jones card is amazing, guys. First of all, he's a switch hitter. You get another switch hitter into your lineup, which, the way that lineup screens work this year, that is insanely huge. You know, if you put this guy, Vmart or Posada at catcher, then your creative player somewhere, that's 3 switch hitters in your lineup that you have. And I mean, that's so advantageous for you. And it's not like he's a bad hitter either. I mean, he's an elite hitter, one of the best hitting third basemen in the game. He has 88 contact versus righties, 94 power. He has 98 contact versus lefties with 99 power. He has 83 vision, 98 discipline. You know, we really don't care about anything else after that. He is kind of fast for a third baseman. Not extremely fast, but, you know, you could occasionally steal a base or two with this guy. 64 speed with 71 stealing. That is probably above average for the third base position. So that's really good. I'm kind of disappointed they didn't give him a secondary in left field, because right around 1999 was whenever he started to play left field some, and I think it was like 2001 whenever they brought Vinny Castillo up that he played left field more often. But fielding wise, he is about like his rookie card, a little bit worse, I guess. He has 71 fielding, 70 arm strength with 68 reaction. That's not that's, you know, purely average. That's about as average as you can get, maybe slightly below average. But you're getting this card to get a monster switch hitter in your lineup. That is the reason you want the 99 overall Chipper Jones. And I think that you would definitely get that. And right now, I think that this 99 Chipper is probably the second best third baseman in the game behind George Brett, but it's pretty close, because let's say that your lineup is getting pretty lefty heavy and you have both Chipper Jones and George Brett. I think it would probably behoove you to put Chipper in instead of George Brett, just so that you don't get too heavy one way or the other. That's the big, you know, advantage of having that switch hitter in there. And both of them are just fantastic hitters, either way you look at it, you know. So I think having that switch hitter may be even more valuable, but because of the defense, because of a few other things, I think Brett still gets the slight edge. Yeah, I think he's the second best third baseman in the game. And sorry I've talked a ton about him, but I love this card. I couldn't put it quite up there with the Ken Griffey just because of the lack of defense and speed. But the fact that he plays a more premium position and he's a switch hitter gets him damn close. So I put his fag at a 9.1. Next up is the 94 Luis Gonzales, and this just isn't a card that I'm super excited about just because the 98 has already been released. and it's better in like every way, really. Well, I don't really know if it's better. Like, I haven't really studied the two like that close, but the fact that this guy is kind of a liability against left-handed pitching if you're already rolling out like a beast team, that kind of sucks for a card like this. And he doesn't do anything special in the outfield. He doesn't have a lot of speed or anything. Just overall, just kind of a card that's kind of easy to overlook. One benefit, I guess, is that he's another breakout card, so that you can get another breakout to go towards the Eddie Matthews mission. But, you know, other than that, it's just kind of, you know, not really a lot special about this card, and his defense is going to be pretty bad for you out there. So I ended up putting his fag at a 6.5, even though I can definitely understand why people would put it lower. I do think if you did plug this guy in, he would play well above average for you. It's just he's playing a crowded position, and he doesn't do anything extraordinarily well. Okay, guys, now this is a fun card. The 98 Wade Boggs. Alright, where to start with this card? First of all, I think it's kind of crazy that he doesn't have 99-99 contact with 99-99 vision and discipline. That's kind of crazy. Wade Boggs is one of the greatest bat-to-ball hitters of all time. And I think he's definitely deserving of 99-99 in that department. This was the one year that he decided to hit for power. You know, somebody called him a weak pussy, and he was like, well, fuck that. I'm going to drink some beer, eat some chicken, and hit some home runs. So that's what he did. He hit like 24, 25 home runs this year. I haven't looked it up. But, you know, so they gave him the power boost. And 83-75 power is very, very good. It's very solid. The only thing that kind of sucks is now that we have the Chipper Jones out, third base is starting to look like kind of a crowded position. Even though I called it premium earlier, I think it's kind of, I don't know, it's starting to get a lot deeper. This Wade Boggs, as excellent as he is, like, would you really put him above, like, the Eddie Matthews? Would you put him above Chipper Jones? Would you put him above George Brett? See, I don't think so. I don't think you can really do that. So that kind of sucks for this card. And Wade Boggs is just one of those guys that, other than this year, he's not really a guy that would play well in a game like this. Not saying that this card isn't fantastic. It's easily one of the top 5 third basemen in the game. To me, it's pretty close between him and like David Wright for number 4 and 5. So yeah, I think this is an excellent card. He's just a little further down in the pecking order than like the top 3 guys. But the benefit is that, in my opinion, I think he's a little easier to acquire. I think you can get his rookie card for under 50K, and his mission is kind of tedious or whatever. It's like 119 hits with a bunch of runs and something else. I don't know. But, you know, as far as stubs go, it's not going to cost you as much as, like, say, the Eddie Matthews or the George Brett. So there is some value there. And I ended up putting his fag at an 8.2. Okay, and last but not least, for the initial player reviews, remember I'm doing a segment after this, is a card that I could not care less about. But, I mean, this card is pretty just meh, you know. For a 89 gold, you expect something a lot better than this. But it's the 89 overall Rangers Fergie Jenkins Impact Veteran 1978 card. That was awfully descriptive. I'm never that descriptive when it comes to cards. But anyways, 69 hit per 9, below average. 74 K per 9, about average. Good walk per 9, I guess. Good stamina, I guess. But he doesn't throw hard. He doesn't have fantastic break. He's just, I don't know, he's just not that exciting in any way. This is a well below average card. And, you know, because of that, you know, I'm really not overwhelmed by the 99 either, even though I think the 99 is definitely usable. You know, I don't think I think if you take much away from him at all, he becomes pretty useless. And that's kind of what they did here. They made a useless card. So yeah, I put Fergie Jenkins fag at a 3.2. And, you know, I just kind of threw any number below a 5 because he's well below average. Okay, guys, and now we are about to get into a new segment called Beanies Pick. And this segment is going to be, I'm going to go back and look at cards that have previously been released before I was doing player reviews. And I'm going to pick one that I think people have kind of ignored, that I think is underrated by people, overlooked by people, and something that is maybe a little easier to acquire, but is going to give you similar value to, you know, the guys who are very difficult to acquire. So let's get into Beanies Pick. Beanies Pick. Beanies Pick, it's Beanies motherfucking pick, suck my dick. Okay, guys, and in this first episode, Beanies Pick is the 94 overall Alex Gordon. This card is a defensive monster. He is so good out in the field. You can play him in left field, you can play him in right, maybe in center. I don't know if he has the speed for center, but in right field, this guy would be an absolute monster. If you already have a good fielder who has a cannon in right field, if you and maybe in center, you could stick this guy in left field, and you could just have nobody would ever take an extra base on you ever, because this guy has an absolute cannon. And that is super valuable. And, you know, a lot of times you have to give up offense to get that. And I don't think it's worth it when you have to do that. But I don't really think you give up a ton of offense here with the Alex Gordon. He has 91 contact versus righties, 74 power, elite contact with, you know, average to above average power. The 56 vision is a little concerning. You might have to be a little better with your PCI. And against lefties, he's, you know, squarely in that average range, you know, 70, 71. That's not great, but it's not terrible. It's not like you would have to platoon this guy. It might just be kind of preferable to do that. But yeah, guys, this is a fantastic card, and a card that I don't see enough, considering that it only costs 2,650 tickets to get him. He's not that difficult to acquire. So I think this is a guy that is overlooked by a lot of people. This was a card that was in the game last year. I think this exact card. And I didn't see him enough last year, and I haven't seen him enough this year. This is a very, very solid card, guys. And I ended up putting his fag, his retroactive fag, at a 7.7. So, you know, a well above average card that you can easily acquire and stick on your team. I think that's very, very valuable, guys. But anyways, that is going to do it for Beanies Pick. And that is going to do it for this episode. Once again, thank you to Cougs, Movie Gaming, Cardinal Bird, all those other guys. Please like, subscribe, retweet this video for a chance to win autographed Eric Hosmer jersey. We are almost there to 1,000 subs. I love you guys. You guys have been amazing. The comments have been outstanding. I mean, I feel the love, guys. I feel the fucking love. You guys are awesome. And I love you right back. I would give you sugar if you were here in front of me right now. But anyways, guys, this is going to do it for this episode. I will see y'all tomorrow. Sorry, there won't be a gameplay video or the commentary today because Southern Miss Baseball is playing in the Conference USA Championship, and I am watching that shit. And yeah, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.